Okay, so in this session, we are going to walk through our Mesh TCSI reporting feature, and I'm going to cover several topics. So, such as there will be configuration setup steps that you need to do on your Mesh platform to get this feature activated on your platform. So, configuration involves TCSI configuration setup as well as product configuration setup. Then I will be walking you through with the prerequisite data that you will need to record on your Mesh platform before you actually start your reporting. Then I'll going to introduce you what steps you need to follow to do your TCSI reporting, and as well as what would be your first approach for your error resolution, as there may be some errors you might get while doing your reporting due to the incorrect data recording. So these are the main topics for the today's session. So before we start, as you all know, HEPCAT has been replaced by TCSI to provide seamless experience to all providers as well as students. And I'm happy to let you know that now Meshed is already with TCSI feature, as Meshed was actively working on its TCSI implementation. And to make this feature available to do your TCSI reporting through API feature. Still, currently also we are checking with our each and every client to get the feedback how their experience with our TCSI integration to make our feature more and efficient in near future. So feedbacks are always welcome because that helps us to improve our and enhance our integration feature as well. So before you start or to enable this feature on your Mesh platform, there are three basic steps that you will need to follow. That first is you have to complete your reporting 2020 reporting through HEPCAT. Once you complete that reporting, you will need to request your all reported data through HEPCAT from your TCSI team. So TCSI team will provide you this data in JSON format. Once you receive this data, you will need to provide that data to Meshed group. So what we will do is we will need that data to do your TCSI data migration. So which will be conducted as a separate project. So these are the three basic steps. That is, first you will need to complete your reporting through HEPCAT for your 2020, then request data in JSON format from TCSI team and share that data with us for the data migration. Now let's talk about configuration setup. So to get this feature enabled and activated on your Mesh platform, you will need to do two configuration setups. So first is TCSI configuration setup, which is nothing but your HEMS credential. So you will need to record your HEMS credentials on your Mesh platform. So that you can do under configuration setup, under admin portal, and under provider information. So this is the screen where you can record your organization ID as well as your HEMS username. So this completes your TCSI configuration setup. Now next is your product configuration. So as you must have been known that product configuration is nothing but the authentication method that is being used to facilitate TCSI services. So there are several steps involved in your product configuration. That is, first is you will need to create your product account, and then you have to register your organization in your product account. After that, you will need to enable the services. So one of the services is TCSI because you're going to use this product account for the TCSI service. Once this is done, you will need to enable and register your software instance, which is also called as B2B device. So once you register this B2B device, you will receive these three credentials: device name, product registration ID, and as well as device activation code. You will need these three credentials to enable to set up your product configuration on your Mesh platform. So among these three credentials, there is device activation code. So this device activation code is basically nothing but your OTP. So this device activation code remains activated only for 7 days. So the meaning is you will need to activate your product account on your Mesh platform within those 7 days. If you miss this timeline, there is not a problem. You can again create or again register new B2B device for which you will receive new device activation code. So once you receive all these three credentials on your Mesh platform, you can go to TCSI feature and then product configuration. Here you can provide all the three credentials. Once you provide three credentials, you can click on save and then activate. If all data is correct, you will receive message as client has been activated along with the expiry date. So your this product credentials will be activated during that date. After that date, you will have to again create that B2B device to get the new registration code. So it's just for the security purpose that you have to generate it again after particular timeline. These time constraints, they are from TCSI team. Now that was about all configuration setup. So once you've done that, your TCSI feature will get activated on your Mesh platform. Now let's talk about prerequisite data that you will need to record on your Mesh platform before you actually start your TCSI reporting. So when you start your reporting, basically for higher ed providers, there are several packets in which you have to report your data. So the packets such as course of study, course, campus, course on campus, student, course on admission, and unit enrollment. So each and every packet contains some sort of data in it. So for example, course of study and course, they contain course related data. So for that course related data, you will need to record that data under course manage page on your Mesh platform. As well as there is and also there is fee help related information related to course that also you can record under manage course page. Second is your course of study packet. So for course of study packet, all data you will need to record under additional information of that course. So there are several fields such as course fee type, student contribution fee, study type, broad course type. These information that will be needed to report your course data to TCSI. Now next packet is your campus packet. So this data you will need to record under training location rooms on your Mesh platform. When you're recording your campus related details, it is also necessary that you should provide effective from date. The reason is if effective from date is missing from this setup, you won't be able to see your campus related records on your TCSI reporting page. I will also show you that constraint when I'm going to walk you through with the actual platform. So that was related to the campus packet. Now next is unit enrollment. So for unit enrollment packet, we get data from different sections on Mesh platform. One of them is subject structure. So under subject structure, it is necessary that you should provide discipline code because these are the fields that are getting reported to TCSI. So we will need that information as well. If this discipline code is not provided, you might get error while reporting your unit enrollment data in the TCSI reporting. Also, other fee help related information is also required for the subject structure. Now, next is student packet. So, student packet is one of the important packet in TCSI reporting. So, in this packet, you will be recording all student related data. So, for that, you will need to go to the student profile on your Mesh platform where you can find the TCSI module for that student. Once you click on that, it will direct you to the student TCSI information. Here you can record TCSI related information for that student either manually once student if student is already existing. Also, we are collecting this information during the application stage as well. If there are new students, so under five-step application, there is step 3 under which we are collecting this TCSI related information for that student. So if student provides this information during the application stage, once student gets converted from offer to student, this data gets automatically transferred under the TCSI module of that student. Now next is student course information. So this packet is nothing but data that is related to the student course enrollment. So it has several fields such as basis for admission code, mode of attendance, and attendance type. So this data you can record once when you are doing course enrollments for the student. Now next is unit enrollment packet. So for unit enrollment packet, we are also collecting information from the subject enrollment level. So under subject enrollment level, if you go to update subject outcome, there is one more window over there which is called fee help information. Under fee help information, you will need to record all the unit enrollment packet related elements. This data also gets automatically populated based on the information which was provided on student TCSI module. For example, let me get back to you that screen again. So under student profile, under TCSI module for that student, if information is already provided under student information as well as student course information, and after that, if you're creating any subject enrollment, data will get automatically populated from this TCSI module. But if information is not there, then you may have to provide that information manually. So this is all about the data that you will need to record on Mesh platform before you actually start doing your reporting. We have also created one mapping document that will give you mapping for each and every TCSI field that is belong to each and every packet and where that field is mapped on Mesh platform. I have also added link for that mapping document at the end of this session, at the end of this slide. So you can refer that slide as well. So now let's talk about the important feature that is TCSI reporting. So for TCSI reporting, to start doing your actual reporting, you will need to first go to your TCSI feature, and then that feature will direct you to the Mesh TCSI reporting page. So there are several filters on that page, such as reporting type, submission type, status. You will need to provide appropriate values for each and every filter to get the required data to do the reporting. So let's talk about that filters, each and every filter. So first is reporting type. So for higher ed providers, it is necessary that you should make sure that you are selecting type as HEP, which is higher ed provider. Second is submission type. So submission type, these are nothing but the packets that you will need to report to TCSI. And it is necessary that you should report these packets in a sequence. That is, you cannot report course unless and until you report course of study. Similarly, you cannot report course admission unless and until you report student and course information. So that's the reason you have to maintain the sequence when you actually start doing reporting. So first would be course of study, second course, campus, then course on campus, then student, then course admission, and then unit enrollment. Now next filter is status. So status is, there are three types of status in the system, that is processed, not processed, and on. Process means records that are already reported to TCSI. Not processed, these are the records which are not reported to TCSI and they are yet to be reported. All will give you all the data. Now recently we have also added two more checkboxes, that is updated only and migrated only. So if you check this checkbox updated only while retrieving your data on Mesh TCSI reporting page, it will give you only those records which are already reported but their updates have not been synced to TCSI. For example, if there is unit enrollment packet in which you have reported a unit enrollment for student. So when you reported unit enrollment, subject outcome was enrolled. But now a student has successfully completed his subject enrollment, it has to be completed as successfully reported. So which can be mapped to the 3, value 3, which is successfully completed the subject outcome. So for that one, as you need to report that update again, you made the changes under subject enrollment level. Once you make any changes under subject enrollment level, you will receive that update sync option on TCSI reporting page. I will also show you how does that look like. And that record will be marked as updated record. So this is how you can get all your updated records in a bulk on your TCSI reporting page. Second is migrated only. So migrated only, these are the records that you have reported through HepCat already, and we have done migration for you on your TCS, on your Mesh platform. So now that was all about filters. So this is reporting type, then submission type, status we already talked about. Then there is reporting year and reporting period. So this is the reporting period that you can provide to get your data based on the particular timelines. So if you are doing 2021 reporting, your reporting period might be from 1st January to the 31st of December 2021. Once you click on view data, it will give you all the data based on the filter criteria which you have provided. Now on screen, you can see there is a second last column, action. Under action column, you can see there are several buttons over there. So let's talk about what does that mean, each and every icon. So first there would be a green tick button. This button will be available for records which are not reported to TCSI yet. So by clicking on this button, you can report that data individually to TCSI. Once you report data, this button will get replaced with the delete button. So the delete button you can use to actually delete the reported data from TCSI platform. So let me show you. In this screen, as you can see, there is a delete button over here. So if I click on this delete button, it will delete that record from the TCSI portal. And then you can report it again. Now third is blue icon. So this blue icon, you can actually view what data has been reported to TCSI in real time. So whenever you click on this blue icon, it will give you all the details for that particular record from TCSI platform. And you can actually verify what data got reported. The second last icon is update sync. So as I already spoke about, this icon you can use to sync all the updates for the reported data. Now last is numerical value. This numerical value is nothing but the UIDs. So whenever you report any data to TCSI, TCSI platform gives us response back with the unique ID for each and every record. So that's what the numerical value is, which are nothing but UIDs for each and every record. Now, you can also report data in a bulk. You don't have to report data in manually and individually. So, for example, right now you can see there is a student packet on your screen, and there are three students which are not yet reported. So, you don't have to report them individually by clicking on green button one by one. You can also select them at once, and then you can click on process selected. So, this will report all the data in a bulk. So that is how you're going to follow the process to do your TCSI reporting. So important points would be you have to follow the sequence that you should start. When I say sequence, so sequence such as first you have to report course of study, course, campus, course on campus. Then you have to maintain proper filter values to get your actual data to get reported. And then each and every icon under action icon you can use to report or delete or sync updates for that reported data. Now let's talk about error resolution. So there are high chances that you're gonna get errors, multiple errors while you're doing reporting. So the first approach would be try to understand the error message. So that error message you will receive under response column. So whenever you report any data, you will receive a response from TCSI portal itself. So if data is reported successfully, you will receive response in a green color. If there is an error, you will receive that message in a red color. If you click on that, you will also get to see what errors are there which are related to that particular record. So in that error message, the messages which are highlighted in yellow color, these are warnings. So you can report data with warnings, but you cannot report data with errors. So the red messages, they are for the error messages. So for those records, you first have to fix the data, resolve that error, and then you will be able to report the data. Now, how to resolve errors? So first step would be try to understand the error message. If you don't understand error message, there is one Excel validation file which is provided by TCSI team. In that, I've also added that document in this presentation. You can we can also view that once we start walking through on the platform. So in that document, TCSI team has provided description for each and every error along with solution that you will need to follow to resolve that error. So let me show you that document quickly. So this is how that document look like. Let me just clear my filter. So they have provided description as well as error resolution. The only concern over here is they have identified each and every element with the element a number, which is E306 or E355. So it might be hard for you to identify which field belongs to which element on TCSI. So for that, you can refer our mapping document. Let me show you our mapping document as well. I've also added link for this mapping document in this PowerPoint presentation. You can also refer to that. So in this mapping document, we have provided element number and where that field is mapped on the mesh platform. So you can also refer this document. It will help you to resolve your errors. Now let's get back to our PPT. Okay. So the approach would be first try to understand error message. What does it say? And then you can try to resolve that error. If not, you can refer the TCSI validation document and then go through the mapping document as well to get the correct solution. If still you are not able to resolve the error, you can drop a ticket with our support team and our support team will help you on that to resolve most of your errors. Now, these are the links. So this is the file, which is the TCSI validation file that you can refer. And this is the link for the mapping document, which we have created on the Mesh platform. Now, we are also maintaining logs on Mesh platform to record each and every reporting activity. So these log files you can access. These log files you can access under admin document repository. So you will actually get to see in these files what data is getting sent and what responses we are receiving from TCSI portal itself. So now let me show you the platform. Okay. So this is the Higher Ed platform. Let me show you first. So for reporting, first you have to go to home page and then you can go to TCSI feature. Once you go there, you will get to see this TCSI reporting page. Here there are different filters. So first make sure you're using HEP provider to get your data, and then you're selecting each and every packet in a sequence to start doing your reporting. So let me show you one complete cycle. So let's start with the course of study. So for this session, I have created one test data for the Bachelor of Business course. So let me show you. So there are icons over here. I can either report them in a bulk or I can do that manually as well, individually. So once I click on the green button, it will post that data. So as data is posted without errors, that's why I'm getting message in a green color. You can also see the response that course of study created successfully along with the UID, which is the numerical value we are getting over here. This blue icon, you can check to what data is getting reported to TCSI. So whenever I click on this blue icon, I'm getting response in real time from TCSI portal itself and what are the values have been recorded against that record. So you can also verify. Okay. If data is reported, I will be also able to delete that record by clicking on the delete button. For delete also, we are having success message as well. If you, while deleting, if you're getting any error, you will get that response message here, as well as the successful delete, you will also get that message over here. So now let's start reporting. So now I have reported course of study. The next step would be to report course. So this is the Bachelor of Hotel Management. I'm reporting that one from here. Once course is done, then campus. So for campus, as I said, it is necessary that you should provide effective from date. If effective from date is not provided, then system won't be able to find out that record to list down on this reporting page. So that's why that effective from date is necessary. So let me report this one campus. Once this is done, we'll go to the course on campus. On course on campus, we have to report data which is related to that course and that campus. So I have selected this Bachelor of Business Hotel Management. I'm going to report that data. Okay. Now, next is student packet. So for this test scenario, I have created one test student, which is test 2001. I'm going to report that student. Then once student data is reported, you will be reporting his course of admission as well. So let me report that one. Once it is reported, last is unit enrollment packet. Okay. So now for unit enrollment packet, let me just show you the student on the platform itself. So for unit enrollment packet, data comes from TCSI module of that student from course information, as well as, let me duplicate this page. Hmm. As well as from the subject enrollment. Okay. Let me just create one error scenario so that I can show you how you can resolve the errors. Okay. I'll just refresh the page. Now I'll try to report this unit enrollment. So if there is error, you will receive message in red. You can check what are the errors. So unit of census date is before unit of study commencement date. So unit of census date gets reported at subject enrollment level. Let me show you over here. This is the date. So now error message is saying that this date is before the course commencement date. So the course commencement date is 19/3/2021, but I have provided census date as 23/1/2021. So which is the wrong data. So I have to update this one, and then I'll be able to send this data again. So once you click on update, go to your TCSI reporting page, click view again, so it will refresh the data, and now try to report it again. So this time it got reported successfully. You can also see the message, as well as you can also see the data what was actually reported. So this is how you report your in unit on enrollments, and this almost complete your reporting cycle for one record. Now, as the first time when I reported this student, the status was enrolled. Okay. Now, student after some time, student is going to complete his subject enrollment, and maybe there will be a successful outcome. So let me update the outcome. Okay. Now I have updated this record. If I go back and click view again, it will give me this update sync icon because data got updated after reporting. So initially when we reported this data, the status outcome was 4, which was continuing enrollment, right? Now, if I report this data, if I click on sync update, that unit of status update should get changed based on the outcome which has been assigned to that student. So the outcome which we have assigned is successfully completed, right? So it should be 3 in that case. So if I click on sync, and now if I check what data got reported, so now it has been updated to 3. So this is how you can sync updates as well. So this completes your entire cycle for reporting one particular data. So there might be some other errors as well that you may get when you actually start doing your reporting. So if you're not able to understand, you can always refer this document. So for that, let me just show you how you can search the errors. Let me create the error again for this record. Okay. Now I'll just click on view again and I'll try to sync the update. So let's see if I don't understand what this error is about. So what I will do is I'll just simply copy paste this description, and then I will go to this validation document. There is error description column here, column J. Here you can paste down your description. So it will give you what that error is about, what solution, what resolution you need to carry out to resolve that error. Here only the problem is all the elements are with element numbers. So it is difficult to understand what element belongs to what field on mesh platform. So you can just copy that element number and go to your mapping document, search for that element, and you will get to know where that element is. So student subject enrollment fee help information, that field is recorded, field name is census date, and also we are providing comments when was the first time that data is entered in the system for that particular field. So this will help you to resolve your errors. Initially, I know it will be a bit difficult to get familiarized with the process, but as you go with the time, it will be easy for you as well. But and anyways, we are always here to help you out. So if you don't understand at first step as well, not a problem. You can just simply drop us a mail on support team, and then support team will help you out on this one. Now let's get back to our presentation. Okay, so that's complete our today's session that about TCSI, Mesh TCSI reporting. If you're having any questions, please feel free to drop inquiry on Mesh group. And the questions that we have received during this session, I'm going to compile all your questions and will update you with answers for them while we are sharing the recording for this session for today. Apart from that, if you're having any other queries, please feel free to drop a queries at inquiries@meshgroup.com.au. I hope this session was useful today, and Thank you again, everyone, for joining. And really, thank you for having patience initially as we were having lots of technical issues today. I really appreciate your support. Thank you. You have a lovely day.